The ship, called Horizon Drift, moved through the quiet stretch of the outer zones with a steady hum. Inside it, a human named Leon worked alone in the medical bay. He was not a soldier or a commander. He was the kind of person who fixed wounds, repaired damaged scans, and checked life signs. It was peaceful work, and he preferred it that way. Most of the crew had gone to the lower decks after a long shift, leaving the medical bay empty except for him. He was cleaning the scanners when the alarm sounded. It was not the loud kind used for battle. It was a soft alert meant for emergencies that needed immediate help. The screen beside him flashed with a signal he had never seen before. It was an unknown life signature. Not human. Not a registered ally. The signal flickered with weakness, as if it belonged to someone whose life was slipping away. Leon rushed to the landing bay where the signal came from. The doors opened, and cold air drifted around him. A small vessel had latched onto the side of the ship. It looked broken, scorched, and barely held together. The emergency locks had opened a path for him to enter. Inside the vessel, he found someone collapsed near the control panel. She looked fragile and exhausted. Her skin had a faint glow, and her hair floated softly as if it carried a charge of energy. She wore a thin silver suit, torn in many places. Her breathing was slow and unsteady. He knelt beside her and checked for injuries. Her body temperature was dropping. A small device on her wrist was blinking red. It showed a symbol he did not recognize, but the meaning was clear. She was close to death. He tried speaking to her, but she did not respond. He lifted her carefully and carried her back into the medical bay. When he placed her on the scanner bed, the machine struggled to read her data. Her blood levels were almost empty. Her body used a type of energy carried inside her blood. Without it, she could not survive. The ship had no supply of her species' blood. She had only minutes left. Leon tried every tool he had. None of them detected anything that could replace her energy source. He checked the logs inside her wrist device. It used a universal display that translated basic symbols. He read a short message that shocked him. It said her species could survive only if given energy through compatible organic blood. Her body absorbed certain elements from the donor. Without that, her system failed. He looked at his own arm. He had no idea if human blood was compatible. The device did not list humans at all. Maybe her people had never met humans. He could wait and try to contact the command deck, but that would take too long. The scanner showed that her life signs were fading faster. She had only moments. Leon tightened his jaw. He made his decision. He prepared a clean injector and connected it to his arm. The moment the needle touched his skin, he hesitated. He glanced at her again. Her face was calm but pale. Her breathing was slowing. He knew that if he did nothing, she would die. If he acted, he did not know what would happen. But he was not the kind of person who watched someone die without trying to help. He pressed the injector and drew his blood. Then he transferred it through the machine that matched blood flow to a recipient. The device hesitated for a moment as if unsure. Then it confirmed the flow. The moment his blood entered her body, the lights around the bed flickered. A surge of energy moved through the scanner. Her skin glowed brighter, and her chest rose with a stronger breath. Leon took a step back. The reaction was far greater than he expected. The scanner beeped as her life signs rose sharply. Her body absorbed the blood faster than the machine released it. It was as if her cells pulled the energy directly from it. The glow under her skin brightened again. Her heart rate stabilized. Her body temperature rose. Her eyes opened slowly, as if waking from a deep and heavy sleep. She lifted her head and looked at Leon. Her eyes had a soft, radiant color that changed with each blink. She tried to speak, but struggled. Leon helped her sit up while keeping the wires and sensors attached. She placed a hand over her chest, as if feeling the life returning to her dot. She whispered one word. It sounded like a name or a title. He did not understand it, but her voice carried gratitude. She looked at the injector that still dripped with a few drops of his blood. She touched her wrist device, and a translation screen appeared. It displayed a message for him. Your blood saved me. It should not be possible. Leon let out a slow breath of relief. He smiled gently and sat beside the scanner bed. You are in trouble. I did the only thing I could. She looked at him with wide, curious eyes. Why would you risk your life for someone you do not know? He shrugged. Because you were dying. Because anyone would want help in that moment. Because life is life. That is enough. She stared at him, as if trying to understand the simple truth behind his words. Then she lowered her gaze. My name is Lyra. I am the descendant of the ruler of my world. I was on a mission to warn my people about a threat, but I was attacked by a raider ship. They damaged my vessel before I could escape. Leon sat straighter. Are they still following you? She shook her head weakly. I disabled their engines with the last of my power before I fled. But my own vessel was losing energy. My people survive through energy carried through our blood. Without it, our bodies cannot support our spirit core. I knew I would not last long. Leon nodded slowly. Do you feel stable now? She took a deep breath. Your blood did more than restore my energy. It strengthened it. It is not like anything my people have seen. Before he could ask more, the doors opened and the security team entered. They aimed their scanners, but did not draw weapons. Leon stood to explain the situation. They checked Lyra's life signs and looked at the readings with confusion. None of them had ever seen such numbers. The captain arrived and listened to the report. He studied Lyra for a moment and then turned to Leon. You gave her your own blood, without knowing what could happen. Leon nodded. There was no time. Instead of scolding, the captain stared at him with quiet respect. Lyra spoke, her voice stronger now. Your crew members saved the air of my world. He offered his own life essence without expectation. My people will not forget this. The captain gave her a respectful nod. Your safety is our priority. We will take you to the central station where you can contact your world. But the unexpected continued. That night, as the horizon drift traveled through the quiet zones, strange energy readings spread through the ship. The power levels rose slightly, but safely, as if boosted by an unknown source. The engineers traced the surge to the medical bay. When they checked, they found Lyra glowing with a soft energy that pulsed like a heartbeat. She was not harming anything. The energy was spreading through the ship in gentle waves. Lyra explained to the captain that her energy had merged with Leon's. His blood had created a new form of energy that her people had never discovered. It stabilized her system and released waves of harmless energy that could strengthen organic and mechanical structures alike. She said her species believed in harmony with life around them. When someone willingly gave something precious to save another, a bond formed through what her people called spirit resonance. That bond released energy that could heal and protect. Leon listened in surprise. He had not planned any of this. He only wanted to save her. Now his blood had created a new link across species dot as they moved closer to the central station. The ship picked up an approaching vessel. It was the same raider group that had attacked Lyra earlier. Their ship had recovered and tracked her signal. They hailed the horizon drift and demanded she be handed over. They claimed she carried information worth a great sum of credits. The captain refused. The raiders prepared to attack. The horizon drift was not a warship. It had only basic defense. The crew braced for the worst. Lyra placed a hand on Leon's arm. She looked at him as if asking permission for something. He nodded without understanding. She touched her wrist device and pressed it to the floor. The glow around her spread outward. The ship lights brightened. The energy field flowed across the walls like a calm wave. When the raiders fired their first strike, the energy field absorbed it. The beam broke apart like dust on water. The crew stared in disbelief. Lyra rose slowly, her strength fully restored. She looked at Leon. This would not be possible without your blood. You created a new harmony between us. She raised her hand. A soft pulse of light moved outward and passed through the ship like a breath. When it reached the raider vessel, their engines shut down. Their weapons powered off. Their ship drifted without harm. The captain watched in stunned silence. Leon stood beside Lyra, unsure what he had become part of. Lyra lowered her hand. They cannot harm anyone now. They will not recover for a long time. The ship continued the journey without danger. When they reached the central station, a delegation of Lyra's people awaited her. Their appearance resembled hers, but none of them glowed with the energy she carried now. When they learned what Leon had done, they bowed to him. They said his act of compassion had awakened something ancient inside Lyra's lineage, something their people had believed lost. They thanked him for restoring it. Lyra stepped forward and looked at Leon with calm warmth. I owe you my life. And more than that, I owe you the strength to protect my people. You saved not only me, but many who depend on my return. Leon shook his head gently. I only did what felt right. She smiled. That is why it worked. Her people asked Leon to visit their world someday.